Hey guys, welcome to Precious Cargo. So today it is just me, Precious, and I have a special guest, one of my longtime friends, Whitney Johnson. Hi,
Hi,
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm thriving. Lovely. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood over here.
It actually is today here too,
No,
finally.
it's so nice. I know, literally, it's been so rainy for so long. It's so
Yeah,
nice.
last night
Yeah.
was disgusting.
So bad. Did you guys get like bad weather too?
Yeah, I
No, I
finally just went
hate
to
it.
sleep. I was like, whatever.
Literally, I gave up. I didn't even care. I just like
I was like,
closed my blinds and was just like, okay, bye. That's enough.
I woke up this morning and Bradley was like, I didn't get any sleep last night. And I was like, I slept great. And he's like, I know, we could have died and you'd have never known. I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's the best way to go out.
It
If
was
you're
the
going to
best.
go
I was
out,
like, I
just
don't
go
even
out
want to
in your
know.
sleep.
I don't even want to know at this
Literally.
point.
Like, I don't want to be awake for that. Just
Mm-mm.
let me go in my sleep.
Mm-mm. Too tired.
Anyway, so we've been friends for what? Almost, oh my gosh, it's almost 2 decades. There's no way,
Is
right?
it?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I was 15 when I got that job, and I'm 31.
That is what,
Right.
16? I can't count. I can't do math. Is that 16
Yeah.
years?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. I
Mhm.
literally like cannot add or subtract to save my life. That's so embarrassing.
That's what a
Wait, I'm gonna
calculator's
actually do
for.
it. Yeah, 16.
Yep. Yep. Well, I was either 15 or 16 because I think I was about to start driving. So
hmm
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Was it your Capri Sun that you spilled on me, or was it my Capri Sun that I spilled on you? It was yours on
It
me,
was
right?
mine because I used to take Lunchables to work all the time because I was
Bye.
12. And I would always squeeze them and like to like get them out.
Yeah.
And I was like squeezing it and it just like exploded in your face and you were sitting like to the left of me
Yeah.
and you were just like that for like a solid 5 minutes. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And I don't think I'd ever spoken to you before. Like I'd worked
Well,
there probably a hot minute and never said a word to you. And then you looked so mad, and I was like, "This girl's gonna beat me up." And then
Well, and to be
like
fair, that break room is so small. Like before they redid it, we had
it was
what,
horrible.
like a slab, like okay, retail
One little
days,
desk.
one little like half of a desk, and it had like a microwave, and like we had 30 people that worked there and like a refrigerator, and it's like, dude, where are we
And
supposed
half
to
of
actually eat?
half of us would have to stand up to eat. It was so stupid.
Literally, it was so bad. We had to eat in the office or something. Like they
I
really
hated it.
did not. Oh my god, that was the worst. Like if I
Yeah.
never have to fold another pair of clothes again, it'll be too soon, I
But
swear.
I'm pro at it now.
Oh my gosh, like if my towels are not triple folded, like they're not going in my
The
linen
towels
closet.
and like the way I fold my shirts, like my
Mhm.
t-shirts,
Yeah. Ugh,
I've
we
changed
literally
like who needs a folding slab? What are those called that they
those
always made
little
us
folding
use?
boards. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even
Forget
have
it.
I don't need
I
that. I'm
literally
pro.
just do it in the air and it's just like
Yeah.
perfect every time. I mean, we had
It they
like
really did teach us like good folding skills,
basic
I will say.
fundamental skills for how to make your
Mhm.
closet look good.
How to be a wife 101.
How to be a housewifey 101 period. Okay.
Yeah,
I love that. You know what? How's married life?
it's
You're
so
coming
good.
up on your
1 year.
1 year. Yeah.
Mhm.
How's that
Feels like
going?
10. It's
Oh,
good.
shit.
Not in a bad way. I just feel like we've been together way longer than we have, but like in a good
Yeah.
way.
How long
But
have you
it's
guys
good.
actually been together?
3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
But
3
you guys have known
years.
each other for like 10 years, though, right? Or
Yeah,
like,
we met in 2016.
okay.
So,
Yeah. That's so crazy.
that's
It's
probably
so
why it feels
funny.
long.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and you have to be friends first. Like, that's just
Huge difference.
huge difference, right? I mean,
Mhm.
like, even with like me and Alex, like, even though we're not like married anymore, we literally are still best friends. Like, we're better best friends than like
Which is
anything
so
else.
funny.
It's so weird, right?
It's so weird, but I mean, it works for y'all, so like whatever.
It's so weird. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like we're so much better as friends than like anything else. And like anytime I'm like dating now, like I try to explain that to people and they're just like, okay. And I'm like, no, like you don't understand.
But like, what would you do if you got a new husband? Are you still just gonna be friends with Alex? And what if they don't like it?
Oh, so, I was actually dating someone, and he literally like sat me down one day and he was like, I find it like really uncomfortable that you're still so close with your ex-husband. And I was just like, okay, well,
What do you want me to
I'm
do?
gonna still be friends with him. So I don't know what to tell you. He was like, it's just so weird to me. But like, he also had like a really bad relationship with like all of his previous exes.
Mm.
And I think that that's also the difference between people who are healed and go to therapy and people who just kind of push their problems under the rug a lot of the
I
time.
feel like too though, if you met like the next, like truly like the one or whatever,
Hmm.
I feel like even Alex would get a little weird about it.
Really? About
I
like being
think
my
he,
friend still? We
no, like
talk
if
about
he,
all of my dating stuff. Like
oh, he
he
doesn't care, he doesn't get jealous.
No, like we
Oh,
literally like talk about there was only one that he was just like, okay, like I don't feel comfortable about this, but I think it was just because we had like such a large age gap. Like I think it was
yeah.
because of who it
I just
was.
think he knows that none of them are like it. So I feel like
Yeah.
once it is it, he's gonna be
Oh
like,
shit. Really? Okay,
sorry,
well,
Alex, but
and that's the thing too. That's why like I was so weirded out whenever he did kind of get so like upset about the one guy because I was like, "Oh, whoa. Are you are you upset? Are
he's
you
probably just
mad?"
so used to you too, though. Because I mean, y'all have
Yeah.
like been in each other's lives for so long.
Mhm.
So I bet, I don't know. I bet it'd be weird for him to see you like married to somebody else.
Oh, that's going to be so weird. I had a
That'll be
dream.
the real test.
I had a dream last night that he had a girlfriend, and I was like, "Oh, thank
I mean, props to her, whoever she is,
God."
because
Literally. No, that's so mean. I don't know. He listens to this too. He's going to be like, "Why are you talking about me on
hey,
your
Alex.
podcast again?"
I think y'all are better friends, though. I feel
Oh,
like you can like
100%.
see it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, which is weird. It is weird because I'm just like so like not like if I've broken up with you, I don't want to be your friend. I mean, I had one ex that was a friend, but like we're not friends now because I got married and like found the one. So,
Yeah.
but everybody else I was not friends with. You guys being friends. Oh,
Okay.
being friends with exes,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that's not something I've ever one time I've done, but like other than that, no.
I just honestly, I feel like I'm just friends with a lot of people. Okay,
You
that sounds
are.
weird because I actually only have like I feel like I only have like 3 actual friends, but like I use the term very like loosely for like other people. You know what I
But I
mean?
also feel like you're a girl that like has guy friends and I never really was like that.
Yeah. I do have I have a lot of guy friends. Like and
Yeah.
people probably like most of my friends are guys. But
Yeah.
like
Like I'd have a few like here and there, but like
yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Oh my gosh, am I that girl? Am I that girl that's like always like with the guys? Like I'm kind of the dude, right?
I don't think so. I just feel like you have a good mixture of both. But like that was never my thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like a girl's girl for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm definitely like, we're gonna go to the sports bar and
Yeah.
watch
I'm like I'm
games.
either dating you or you're not
Yeah, and that's it.
around.
Oh, I feel that. Yeah. Anyway, so, and I don't want to like say per se that like I don't know. I just don't see us like ever like growing apart, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like I have like a core group of people that I have just always had around. Like I have for a really long time. Like, so
Yeah.
he's been in my life for almost 2 decades too.
Yeah.
And then my friend Caitlin and you. And it's like, I feel like whenever I do have people, like I like leech onto them and like
Yeah.
don't let them go, and like it's 30 years later and like I'm still talking to you every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So,
true.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's so wild, and it's like so interesting too, like having friends that you've been friends with for so long and like continuously like growing with that person. It's kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
relationship where you have to like keep learning each other and
Yeah.
kind of
Oh, I
learn how
think
to
that's
like,
so true in
yeah,
friendships, even. Like,
yeah, like you have to like maneuver. And I don't know, like how do you think that we've been able to like maintain our friendship for this long, like through such different like life challenges? And like, and I feel like we've gone through so much together, like not me and you per se, but like
yeah.
in our own lives. Like
Yeah.
it's so hard to like continuously, like I don't want to say hard because I don't think we've ever had a hard relationship, but like it's
I say, I don't
so,
think we've ever had like a tiff or anything, like,
no, and it's
that I
so
can think of.
unusual to like have a relationship with someone for that long. And
Hmm.
like what the, how have we done it?
I think like you and I respect each other's boundaries, first of all. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like, too, certain things that like maybe we subconsciously know we wouldn't agree on, we don't talk
Mm-hmm.
about.
Yeah,
Like, I don't,
that makes sense.
because I know there's things that like we would, if we were to discuss it, like we have
Hmm.
different thoughts and beliefs on it. And so I feel like we just know to not talk about it. It's never been talked about to not talk about it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's like we just know,
yeah.
you know?
Like we can literally just like communicate without like communicating.
Yeah. And like I think we respect those differences too. I don't feel like
Hmm.
either one of us are like I'm not going to try to like battle you on it or you're not going to battle
Yeah,
me on it. Like it's just not, I feel like if we were new friends, we just probably maybe would talk about it, but
yeah.
at this point, like, why?
And it's so interesting too. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when people have relationships or have friendships, especially like in the beginning stages of it, they so desperately have to like try and find common ground that they're like
Yeah.
talking about everything under the sun. Where
Hmm.
we kind of met at like that developmental stage, like we were
Well,
teenagers and
that's true.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and we were able to, like, we were in college at the same time. We were doing
Hmm.
this at the same time. We were in Nashville at the same time. And it's like,
Yeah.
and you know, you were the only, like, friend that I even, like, outside of the people that already lived there that even came to New York and, like, spent time with me.
Wait,
Isn't that
really?
crazy? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean,
I
well,
still
okay.
remember that awful outfit I wore, but
What did you wait? Which awful outfit are you talking about? What are you talking
when we went to dinner, it was horrible. I need to like delete all photos of that, but it popped up like recently for me on like a memory thing, and I was like,
Yeah. Wait,
why?
what were you wearing? Did you have red on or something?
Yeah,
Oh, I remember.
it was that red and skirt and those tights.
Yeah, that's
It was
okay.
bad.
No, it
You
was
should
fine.
not have. No, you should have let me wear that.
Honestly, I think I had on like freaking velvet or something.
Like you had on a way better outfit. That I should not have been wearing that in public. I don't know what I was
We were
thinking,
at
but
that rooftop thing, right, where it was like
I
spinning.
know.
I feel like I was
Yeah,
giving me a headache.
we were there, and then we went to some Mexican place to get margaritas, and there was like salsa dancing, and you and I were like way dressed up.
Oh yes, it was like a
So I was
rooftop.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, I was like,
yeah.
mm,
Oh well, such is New
yeah.
York. Literally, such is New York City. No, that
I was like,
was
at least
fun.
no one here will judge me. But we remember we walked like halfway down through like Times Square to get like a cab.
No.
Or no, you tried to make me walk to this restaurant or
Oh,
something. Or maybe the Uber was like far away. I don't remember, but I was so everyone was looking at us because everybody there in that area is tourist.
yeah.
And so I was like,
Literally, get away.
yeah, it was awful, but it's okay.
No.
Live and
Anyway,
learn.
that's so funny. Live and learn. That's so funny. Honestly, I miss those days, like the carefree days.
I know.
Do you remember?
I'm scared. What? It must be real good.
Do you remember that time we had to put you to bed? We had to like give you a
Yeah.
shower.
Listen, Whitney and teenage, or not even teenage, college years was a
Oh my
lost little
gosh.
soul.
No, it was wild.
It was bad.
It was wild.
She was very lost, and now she is
Uh,
not. So,
Once was lost, now I'm found.
yeah, thank you, Jesus,
Legit.
because
No, legit. Like I honestly like look back at certain things. I'm just like, okay, I don't really know how I like survived. Like I have no idea how I'm even like actually alive, you know? Like I
oh
feel like
yeah,
I was
same.
in such dangerous situations and I'm just like, how
Always.
in the world did like
Yeah.
I make it like home safely?
Yeah. It's and
Like
there's like things I did back then that I'm like, I would you couldn't pay me to do now.
no. I
Like
would never.
like I don't even get an Uber by myself now, much less
Yeah.
like whatever I probably would, walk down the sidewalk by myself or whatever. I
At,
don't
like,
know.
in the middle of the night, like, we were
Yeah.
literally just, like, walking around, like, by ourselves, like, in the middle of the night. Like, even when I
Yeah.
was in New York, like, I would literally walk around, like, Brooklyn at, like, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just like, "La da 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 da," like, no
Yeah,
care in the
nobody's gonna
world,
get
like,
me.
literally, like, no care in the world. I'm just like, "That's actually kind of terrifying."
It
Like,
was, yeah, not wise, but
no. Like, looking back on it, I'm just like, "How in the world?" Like, I'm so glad, like, that we're safe. There's, like, no
oh
way.
my god.
And we didn't really have, like, cell phones and stuff, like, with, like, locations back then that we do
No, I
now.
don't
Like,
even know that I had an iPhone.
I don't I
Like,
literally think I had that little, like, slide up thingy.
yeah, I
Like
think I had like some I don't even know what it probably was. But
it's
either
so
way, they
crazy.
even if I had it, didn't have the features it has now, so
At
it doesn't
all.
matter. Like, mm,
Mhm.
mm-mm,
We survived. We made it.
thank the Lord. He
No,
had bigger
legit.
plans
Legit. Like,
because,
yeah,
yeah.
there was no way. So, going back to, us maintaining our friendship, I really do feel super grateful to have you as a friend, you know, and
Yeah.
it's really hard, especially in this world, to like have people that you truly trust around you.
Mhm.
And so it's so nice and refreshing to like have that, even if it is like a small, like core group of people, like it's so
Yeah.
nice to have because
Quality
it's
over
just
quantity.
no, like legit quality over quantity because these people out here these days are crazy. Like crazy. And it's like I find it hard to like maintain a friendship longer than like 2 years.
Well, and not only that, like the older I'm getting and the more responsibilities I'm getting and just like I don't know, I like rest and
Mhm.
whatever, right? Like just the older I've gotten, I don't have time to maintain a
Yeah.
thousand friendships like I did in college.
Yeah.
Like I just can't do it.
It's
I don't want
exhausting.
to do it. Yeah.
And you like I have to deal with everyone's problems, like everyone, especially like
Yeah.
you're an empath, I'm an empath, and it's like
Mhm.
people will like unload on us a lot, and that's
Mhm.
like really heavy. And I really try and refrain from like unloading on my friends because it's not their weight to bear, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of unfair. Like I've had been friends with people who thought I was their therapist or something. And it's just like, I don't care if you want to vent, but it's like, don't call me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning
Oh
crying about
gosh.
something.
I
Like, oh
don't
my
have that.
gosh, that's so
But
exhausting. No, my phone goes on do not disturb at 8 o'clock. Like, and
I mean, I should have been a therapist. I should have went to school for that because I do it for free now. Um, I like joke with a lot of people. I'm always like, you owe me a lot of money, charging you by the hour. But I like enjoy. It's like I am an empath, but
Mhm,
like I like helping my friends. But it does get to a point where it's like little boy who cried wolf. Like you get to a
mhm,
place where you're kind of like, okay, I've given you everything from my cup I can give you. I don't
mhm,
like you have to decide you want change. And if you don't want change, that's your choice. But like
mhm.
say that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Just accept that. Don't try to act like you want it if you really don't.
yeah, yeah.
That's my thing.
And
If you
I
want to
feel
vent,
like
just a vent, fine. But like say that too so I don't waste my breath.
exactly,
You know?
exactly. Hmm. I feel like a lot of the times I kind of come off like super bitchy when people try and vent to me because I don't want to say I don't care.
I feel like you care. I just feel like you don't have the energy for
I
it
don't I
or the
don't
capacity.
I
Yeah.
don't have the capacity. Like I truly like I don't have the capacity for myself.
I
Like
also feel like
I
you're just like you yourself can roll stuff off your shoulder easily. So I feel like
Mhm.
you subconsciously think other people should do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And you
that's
don't
true.
understand like why can't they just get over it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, that's so true. Like I'm very much like I do not internalize like anything. I feel like this is I probably need to talk about it with my therapist. But I feel like a lot of people put themselves in the situation and like you create I wholeheartedly believe that you create your own reality and like what you accept is what manifests into your reality. And I think that if you're going to complain about something then and not do anything about it, you just want that in your reality and that's fine,
Well,
but
it's
don't tell me about
insanity.
it. No,
It's
like legit.
insanity doing the same thing over
Uh-huh.
and again and expecting a
Mhm.
different outcome. It's like, why
Mhm.
did you think it was going to change? It's not.
It's not, and, like
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna change, and you're gonna be mad at me because of the way that I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it.
Oh, I don't sugarcoat. I mean, literally, the people that come to me with stuff, like, I'm like, you know, not to come to me. And if you want the truth, if you want someone to like sugarcoat it for you and like
Mhm.
agree with you, don't call me. Because
No, literally.
otherwise, you're gonna hear what I think is
Mhm.
true and what I
Mhm.
think you should do.
And you know what? Honestly, I respect that so much more. Like, a lot of my friends, whenever I told everyone that I was getting divorced and gave the real reason why we were getting divorced, like, every single one of my friends were like, "You know what, girl, you were in the wrong." Like,
Yeah,
I don't agree with what you did. I don't believe that what you did was okay, and I'm going to tell you that. And
yeah.
it is what it is. Like, and it was kind of like putting like a mirror to my face, but it's like those are the friendships and relationships that I want to have around me. I don't want to have
Hmm.
people around me who are just yes man. I don't want to have people around me who are just going to agree with everything. Like, you can't grow that way.
No, you
Like, you
shouldn't
can't become
encourage.
yeah. Like
Like,
you
if you love people, you tell them the truth and you encourage
mhm.
them to make better decisions, not keep staying in a place they shouldn't be.
Mhm. Yeah. No, 100%. Like, I'm super grateful that literally like I can't think of a single person that was like, "Nope,
Good
this
job.
is" yeah, no, literally, like,
Yeah.
I can't think of a single person who, like, actually said that to me, which is and I probably was like, "Ah, you guys are so mean," like, at the time, but, like
And, like,
like
sometimes you're not the easiest person to, like,
yeah.
say the truth to. Not that you're mean or anything back, it's just I feel like there's certain people where I feel like a comfort of being like, "This is this."
Mhm.
And sometimes I feel like you'll be like, "Okay, whatever," like, attitude, and so it's
Yeah.
like and I don't know, not always, but I mean,
No, I
yeah,
totally
no,
can get an
you
attitude,
know
but,
what I'm
like,
trying to say?
I
Like, I don't
internalize
know.
everything, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Okay, whatever." That's like my defense mechanism. Like, just
Okay, yeah,
pretend like I don't care. Like, that's totally a
but deep
defense
down you do.
mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But then, like, I always listen. Like, even if I'm pretending like I'm not listening, I'm just like, "Oh, whatever, like, I don't care." But I actually do listen to everything that everyone
Well, that's good
tells
to know.
me. Yeah, I do listen. I just, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Self awareness is key.
I
We're
feel
in
like you probably,
therapy.
like, hear it and then go digest it later.
Yeah, yeah, for
Whereas,
sure.
like, I'm, like, very much like, I hear it and I respond immediately.
Mhm,
Sometimes, not always, but, like, I think about it really as quick as possible, and then I'm like, "Okay, here's my thoughts right off the bat," and
mhm.
then maybe I'll think about it again later and, like,
Yeah,
follow up. But
yeah. No, like, I definitely internalize it and then think about it and then come back with, like, a 10-page essay on how I feel about it.
yeah.
And I have to write it all out in my journal like 15 times. I literally, like, am the type of person who, like, practices conversations in the shower before having them just because I like want to make sure that like my delivery because my delivery can be kind of sharp sometimes
Yeah.
and I try really hard like especially like the older I get because I'm not trying to lash out. I'm an
Mhm.
extremely blunt person when I
Yes.
communicate and it I don't mean for it to sound mean. It's just I'm kind of like monotone and just very like straightforward, like A to
Yeah.
B and B to C, and
Yeah.
that's it. I'm not
Well, I
like
think
a
it's good you practice the delivery. It's just like you don't always know how they're going to respond. So then it's like going from there is the hard
Mhm.
part. But I mean,
I will practice a full conversation in the shower. Like I will be in the shower for like 45 minutes practicing a conversation
you're like,
with
okay, and then if she says
someone.
this, I'm going to say this. And then if she says this,
I
then I'm
will
going to
be
say
both. I will be
this.
both people. In the you don't do that. I have full
I
conversations.
used to, but like
Yeah.
I feel like half the time people don't respond the way I'm thinking they're going
Oh,
to.
okay.
And so then like they either are responding better than I thought they would or worse than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of lay it out there. Like, I mean, when I went to therapy, that was like one thing that I worked on was like my approach and like using very specific wording with people.
Mm.
Like that was one thing that we really covered. It was like use these type of words and like, these type of phrases when you're trying to get something across. And so I try to be really good about that. But then if they respond like something that I didn't expect, then I have to like read it. Like if it's a text, I have to like read it and be like, okay. And if I'm mad, I like take a while to like say something because I don't want to be rude.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I still will be stern. Like you might take it as rude in a text, but you know.
Also, I prefer so when you're having like a disagreement or something with someone, do you prefer it to be over text or do you prefer like a phone call?
I mean, I'd rather a phone call, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Text
like
is easier.
too, well, I feel like I am like good at writing
Mm-hmm.
better than I am speaking. And so if I can write it out and like I always say, I don't mean this in any type of tone, please understand that. Like, you know what I mean or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I always try to add that in there. Or I'll send a voice message if I have to. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of all over the place, whatever. But I think writing it sometimes lets people read it a little bit and kind of like think on it.
Yeah.
But I prefer, I guess it depends what the conversation's about too.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer a phone call. But some people, I don't know. I think it just depends.
Yeah.
Because sometimes too, you end up, if you are arguing, you end up talking over one another. And then it's like, okay, well, now I'm just going to get heated because
Mm-hmm.
you're
Not
taking
listening and
this
yeah.
wrong and you're not really grasping what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Honestly, I feel like everyone should be in therapy, even if not like
yeah,
continuously. Like everyone should learn like different types of like communication skills and stuff. Like I feel like that's super
I
helpful
think
and
so too.
super
Yeah.
beneficial. Like, and I know for me, like the hardest part of my personal growth has been self awareness.
Yeah.
But now that I'm super self aware, I just kind of like make fun of myself in a way, like for the things that like I don't know, like the way that like I kind of like am about certain things. I'm just like, you know what, like I'm kind of recently I've discovered that I'm a little hypocritical and I fully expect one thing, but I will do the
Hmm.
other. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, girl, that's not how it works, but we're working on it, you know? And so
Yeah.
like whenever I find myself doing that, I'm just like, okay, you're being hypocritical right now, but that's okay. It's okay. You acknowledge it and that's the first step.
Yeah. I think if you can admit
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, acknowledge and admit like certain things, then it's like it's easier for that other person to kind of be like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like you see it. It's not like you're blind to it, you
Yeah.
know?
I'm working on it. We work on it. I
Yeah.
mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, no one's
No.
perfect. You know what I mean? And like,
Mm-mm.
we all have our quirks, we all have our things. And truthfully, since I stopped drinking, my life has like greatly improved. Like, I did not realize that I was such a horrible drunk person. Like, I was a complete, like, and I was drunk all the time, it seemed like,
I don't even
I,
remember what you were like drunk though.
because I was always drinking. Like, I feel like,
Well, I still remember. But like I don't know how to like I mean I wouldn't know how to compare it, I guess, because I don't
I think it's
really
because I
remember.
was literally always drunk. Like I think literally it's
Were
because
you really that much?
I drank so much like it wasn't like hard
Well,
like
that's true. You
liquor and
weren't like
stuff. Like I
yeah.
don't like drink shots and stuff, but like I
You
wouldn't
didn't
go
wine
to an
every day.
event. Yeah, I wouldn't go to
Yeah.
an event without having 2 or 3 glasses of wine before I got there. Like
Yeah.
for like,
Yeah.
you know, social anxiety or whatever. Like we would always pregame or
Yeah.
whatever before we even left the house to even like go and actually go to an event. Like, and then we're drinking at
Yeah.
the event, and then we have a post game or an after party or whatever else. And it's like, okay, you probably drink 2 bottles of wine today and you're going to go and do the same thing tomorrow. And it's just like, when is
Mhm.
this, like, that's not healthy at all.
I don't miss that life at all.
No, me either.
Mm-mm. I feel like too living in Nashville was like bad for that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's such a party town and like I had FOMO if I didn't go to stuff.
Yeah.
But like I had social anxiety, so like I would drink because I was like
Right.
because I felt awkward and like I wasn't going to come out of my shell unless I did drink. So,
Right.
especially in a town like that when I lived
Mm-hmm.
there.
Well,
But
and it's
now,
harder too when you like don't know all the people, like especially like when you're,
yeah,
because we're not from here, and so
yeah,
like going out and doing things here, it's like you're literally in like a brand new environment around brand new people, and you're just like,
hmm,
okay, like let me.
and you never know who you're going to be around there. And it's like,
Yes.
I don't know. It's just a different environment completely. Like, I just felt
Mm-hmm.
like it was keeping up with the Joneses all the time, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like,
for
I had to
sure.
go dressed up everywhere. And, like, I don't know. It was really exhausting.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It's super
Yeah.
exhausting. Like that's why I literally like don't leave the house.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times too, like when you are younger and you meet friends, like all you're doing is going out and it's so surface level, like you
Yeah.
don't even actually know each other like outside of that. Like all you're doing is partying and like drinking and like going out and doing stuff, and it's like you're not like you're going to dinner, okay, cute, but like
Yeah.
what else? Like have you met my mom? You know what I mean? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
like what else are we doing? You know what I mean? Like I'm no. I
It was
can't.
like the same
It's so
thing, just a
exhausting.
different weekend every
Mhm.
weekend. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it was fun when I first moved there, but then it's like, how many days am I going to be hungover at work?
Right.
And like,
And
I spent
unproductive.
so much money too. Like,
Mhm.
why?
Yeah.
Why did I have to have a cocktail every time I went to dinner? Don't know.
And then you're not even just having one cocktail because you're
No.
having a glass of wine before dinner and then you're having two, depends on who's paying, a couple of
Yeah.
drinks there.
And then you're like, oh, your tab is 100 and something just for you. Oh, cool.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Like anytime I would go to a happy hour with like half price this, half price that, it would be $50 per
Yeah.
happy hour. And that's with half price. And I'm just
Yeah.
getting meatballs at North Italia. Like what
I know.
happened to my
I
bill?
know.
Like
I would
what
split
happened?
everything there because of that. I'm like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Like I drinking culture, and you don't realize how bad and like aggressive it is, not like but like in your face it is,
Mm-hmm.
until after you don't do it.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And I'm just
It's
like,
everywhere.
I'm like trips overseas for the next couple of years. And it's like,
Mm.
I'm sitting here thinking about how am I going to go to Italy and not have an Aperol Spritz? How am I going to
Well,
go
you can
here and
there.
do this? And it's like, but then it ruins my sobriety. I'm almost a year
That's
sober,
true. That's true.
And so I'm just like, how can I navigate a literal world where
Mm-hmm.
everything is revolved around drinking? Like
Yeah.
everything, meals are
I
revolved
also
around
feel
drinking.
like it depends like who you're hanging out with because like when I was hanging out with people who are big drinkers, I would
Mhm.
drink more. And then
Mm.
like Bradley, like he is not a drinker. So like when we
Mhm.
got together, he was like, you need to like chill. Like, I mean, I wasn't even that bad. I kind of like
Yeah.
toned it down probably the year I moved back home. Like, I would go out and stuff, but
Mhm.
like it was a lot different than what it was, you know? I mean, I wasn't drinking like every day, anyways, but you know what I mean? Um, but then like with him, like, I didn't have to have cocktails at dinner anymore or anything like that, you know?
Mhm.
So
No, it's so wild. Does he drink at all or just
just
like
for
a
like
little?
game days, like,
Oh
he
yeah.
really, I mean, he's not going to have a drink at dinner. He's not,
Mhm.
we don't have any. Well, we have bottles of wine here, but like no one's drinking them. But I'm pregnant, so obviously. But
Yeah.
like he no, he doesn't drink. Like he really tailgates, that's it.
Yeah. I love that.
Tailgates and like maybe like if we're at a wedding and he wants me to drive or something.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, he's just not into it.
Mhm. I love
So
that.
I do too.
I feel
It's
like
like
that's really healthy.
way better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
It's like
healthy.
going from people who drink all the time and dating them and their behaviors to like
Mhm.
someone who doesn't, night and day difference. it's nice to not have everything revolved around that. And
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I don't know. They're just they have their head on straight a little bit better,
Mhm. No,
you know?
100%, and you can, like, actually focus and, like, get things done, and, like, I feel like I don't know if this is a projection or not, but I feel like when you aren't such a heavy, um, substance user, like, your businesses flourish more, you have more energy. And I don't know if that's just me personally speaking from my experience. I know literally
Yeah.
as soon as I stopped drinking, I started business after business after business after
Yeah.
like I have like 6 businesses right now, and it's just like I didn't have the time or energy or anything to
Mhm.
like do anything or take anything seriously, and I was never on time for anything, and like my schedule was just non-existent because I just didn't like I had a headache all the time. Like I always had a
Yeah.
headache every day. And it's just like, okay,
Well,
like
nothing good ever comes from
mhm,
drinking. If you think about it, you make bad decisions, you act like
mhm,
someone you're not,
yeah,
you say things you shouldn't,
mhm,
you know, whatever. I mean, it's just never, you don't
yeah,
feel good, you're not healthy.
mhm,
Like even just like my appearance changed, like
yeah,
everything when I cut it out. It's crazy.
me too. Like it was so much easier for me to lose. I mean, besides Ozempic, but it was like so much easier like for me to lose weight and like
Yeah.
everything else. Like I feel like a huge like I don't know. I just feel like a completely different person. Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like I take myself more seriously and like it's just easier for me to get things done. Like, I just feel so good. Like,
It's
I
like
think,
nice waking up early and like feeling good
yes,
and going about your
yes.
day.
And not having to worry about anything
Yeah.
and like not worrying about, okay, I got to stop at the liquor store on the way home because I'm out of wine. Okay, I got
Yeah.
to, like, I literally was at the liquor store every day. Like, they send me
Oh
text
my
messages.
gosh.
They send me text messages like, we miss you. Here's 20% off.
I can't say I was ever like that, but I was more of
No,
like a
it's so bad.
social drinker for
Yeah.
sure. Like I
No.
didn't really have it at home, but like socially was my
Mhm.
thing.
No, legit, like, it was like an every day I'm drinking a bottle of wine. Every
Well,
day.
it's probably because you were unhappy.
No, it's totally because I was unhappy. I was so
Yeah.
miserable, and, like, this sounds so crazy because I never thought I'd be this person, but, like, honestly, like, my divorce was, like, one of the best things that I've ever done for myself because it was
Yeah.
the first time, I think, where I actually, like, put myself first.
Yeah.
And I had never done that before. I've always been like a people pleaser, which sounds so weird for me to even say because I don't like
Yeah.
people. But like,
Yeah. I was going to say, since when? That's news to me, honey.
but like, I feel like I've always been like, I've I don't want, okay, maybe people pleaser is not the right phrase. Maybe I've always wanted to be liked. And
Yeah.
so I would always do things and hang around people and put myself in situations where they were going to like me.
I also feel like you just did what you felt was like necessary of like
Hmm.
timing and like the checklist and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know, things like that.
I really think that if we didn't film, we probably wouldn't have gotten married, to be honest. We would have just kept
Really?
doing like what we did. Yeah. Because we'd just been on
Dang.
and off for so long.
That's
Like,
true.
I, we weren't
Y'all should have
really
just given a big plot twist.
surprised, nothing.
Really made that episode good. It was
Surprise.
something real good to watch.
Well, I mean, I think three of the couples actually didn't choose anything that were on the show because of
Oh, wait, really?
when COVID happened. Yeah. Like I know one of my friends on there, her and her I think ex-husband now, I'm not really sure, but I know that they didn't get married until the following year after it aired because of COVID.
So, did they have an episode?
Hmm. Yeah, it was still on
Oh,
there. And then the last couple, I don't know if they ever did anything at all, if they got the house or if they even did anything.
hmm.
Hmm. Like it
I
had like
can't
a little
remember. I don't know that I even watched
the other ones.
any of them but yours. So. I
Literally
might
everyone.
have. I just don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't know. So long ago.
I know it was so long ago. You're actually the reason why we even did it. Like the guy, the casting director, like messaged you on what Facebook or something was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, are you engaged?" And you're like, "No, but my friend is," and like sent my info. Love that for
Literally,
me.
he was like, "Hey, I'm a casting agent for a show on Netflix about engaged couples, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm not engaged. Like, he goes, okay, well, I'm going to message your boyfriend and tell him to propose to you, which I didn't want him to do. And I was like, please don't. And he did anyways.
Wait, he
And
did?
yeah, he
Oh my
did.
god.
And I was like, no, like, that's okay. And I said, I'm not going to be on that show, but I have someone that would love to be on your show, and that would
Mhm.
be a perfect for it.
Yeah, legit.
And I sent him all your stuff. And then he was like, you need to be a casting agent. And I was like, you hiring? Cause, but
Literally.
anyway, yeah. So, and that's how it happened.
Love that for me. You know what? Netflix,
Yeah.
call
You're
me. I'm
welcome.
available. Thank you. Netflix, call me. I'm available for whatever else you need. Thanks.
Ranch fountains included.
Ranch fountain. You know what's crazy? I don't like ranch anymore.
Probably
I
because they made you
It
drink it.
was, oh my god. Did I tell you that I literally was like vomiting after
Yeah.
that? Oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. They literally had me drinking it out of a straw. How embarrassing. And then everyone
Honestly, watching y'all's episode, I was like, some of the things that they are doing is like they are
Mhm.
making fun of you too.
Yes,
Like
right?
they were not, they were like totally using
Oh my gosh, yeah.
like Alex's size and
Mhm.
like your ranch thing and
Mhm.
like stuff with his mom. And then like
Mhm.
there was something else that I was like, I cannot believe they did that.
Dude, literally like I don't want to say like reality TV's fake, but like it's definitely scripted. Like you're not sitting there reading a
Yeah.
script, but they are like in the background like this, like holding up like a piece of paper or like a dry erase board and like writing like things in like big letters telling you like talk about this, go to this. Like they would prompt you when to talk
Nuh-uh.
about something. Yeah, legit. They would tell you when to talk about something else. Like when we were like doing that sit down scene and like I had like to talk about like my IVF and stuff, they like wrote
Oh, yeah.
IVF on here. They were like, switch to this, talk about this, do this. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like,
You're like, wait, how do I transition to that thing?
yeah, like
What?
middle of a conversation, they would just be like, okay, now
I'm
do
gonna like
this.
start paying attention to like reality shows I watch and like I wonder if you can like notice
You
it.
can see, you can watch their, like,
Yeah,
after doing that, I was so much more like
you got
attentive.
it. Yeah.
Like, especially there was, okay, so right after we finished filming, there was, I think it was the Real Housewives of Orange County, and there was a
Hmm.
scene where they were picking up the girls from the airport, and like three of them all of a sudden just start running across. They wouldn't do that in real life. They just start running, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like,
I
no one's
know.
running at the, like, first of all, you've been at the airport all damn day. You're not happy anymore. Like,
I
you're,
think though too, like people who are on those shows like long term learn how to make good
how to
TV
make
because
it
they
up.
always
Yeah.
say that. They're always
Mm-hmm.
like, we make good TV and like blah
Mm-hmm.
blah blah. And I feel like they just do stuff for the TV. Like they start just acting out just
And
because
that's
they know.
literally, it's so outrageous. Like no one
Yeah.
actually acts like that in real life. And so then whenever
No.
you do see it, you're just like, okay, this is erratic behavior. Like I need you to get medication. Like I'm very
Yeah.
concerned at this point.
It's and then they like flip around too, where you can tell like the conversation did not flow
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
But
so
like,
do you watch The Housewives at all anymore?
mm-mm.
Well, if you do, look, you can kind of see sometimes their eyes will like glance over. They're looking at producers.
Oh, the
Yeah.
only thing I watch now is Vanderpump.
Which one? The Valley or do you watch The Valley?
I started an episode,
Oh, you
but
haven't. Oh, you haven't. Oh
I
my
haven't
god,
really gotten into it yet.
The Valley,
But I
so
just have to
good.
finish like Vanderpump after the whole like
Mm-hmm.
Scandival thing. I was like, I have to know what's going on. It's
Okay,
not really been that exciting, but
whose side are you on? Are you on Ariana or Lala's? Did you
oh,
watch the
I don't.
finale?
Yeah, yesterday. I don't really have a side because I feel like I see both points.
Okay.
Like I could
I.
see why Ariana would be done with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, cool, she's over it, and it's also being in her face so much. But then also I understand Lala being like, you make no sense because you live with him.
Well, and it's like you're on reality TV. You signed up for this.
Well, yeah, that too. So
Like
I don't
you
know.
can't hide your life. Like the people who try and hide their life from reality TV are not on the next season. Like you can't go on there and hide your life. Like you have to be open and
Hmm.
transparent. Well, one, you're going to piss the fans off because they're going to be like, this is so inauthentic. We don't want to watch this girl. It's so boring. And it's like, yeah, girl, you're in the same house as this man. Like,
Yeah, I think there's
don't
more to that
be.
story than we know. But,
Mm-hmm. I think so
you
too.
know,
Yeah. I mean, everyone's always like, we don't really know if people are actually telling the truth or not. Like, you just have to
no.
believe that they
Yeah.
are. But I heard a little rumor that they were like not actually in like a relationship, like that
Who?
Ariana and Tom, that they were basically just
Oh,
like there, and not like an open relationship, but like they were pretty much like done at that point.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Like, and then that's why like no one's
To
understanding
like
why
amp
she's
up views
acting.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like no one's
I mean, she's
understanding why
gotten a
she's
lot of
acting
good
like
deals
that.
out of it.
Hey,
So,
listen, I will take anything thrown at me and turn it into. She's been on Broadway.
I
She's
know
gotten books.
she's going to be the Love Island host. Did you see that?
No, I know she was
Yeah.
like a guest or guest host or whatever, but now she's going to be like the full host for
She's
it.
the host. Yeah.
Wow, good for her.
Mhm. Mhm.
Good for her. But
Yeah.
then Lala was said it to. I mean, I'm with Lala when she was like, "I've never seen somebody get cheated on and turn into God," and I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
she kind of did get put on a little bit of a pedestal there for a second." So yeah.
That's just cuz fans made that happen though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's like that
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have happened if not.
Oh yeah. I think
So,
if it was I think if it was anyone like besides Tom, that wouldn't have happened. It's just because
I
he's
think so too.
such a D bag and everyone already hated him. Like
He's
he
so cringy. I
Yeah,
can't.
like no one ever like actually liked him anyway, you know? But this
Mm-mm.
is, this is a really good segue for a topic that I did want to talk about, which
Oh
is
yeah.
releasing control to like you have to lose something in order for greater things to happen,
Mhm.
you know? Like you cannot, just like with the drinking and everything else, it's like you can't call in better for your life or want more for your life if you are still holding on to things that are like keeping you down,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you truly like it's kind of like a death and rebirth, and you just have to keep going through that process like over and over until you like become this beautiful phoenix rising from the ashes every single time. You know what I mean?
I always just tell my friends, like, how do you expect God to fill your hands with your blessings if you're not letting go of what He doesn't want for you?
Oh, period.
You know, like
Exactly.
your hands are too full of like the nonsense, so
Mm-hmm.
you can't pick up what He's trying to give you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, throw that down
Mm-hmm.
and then you have open hands.
To receive.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I always look at it. Like, but it took me a long time to like even see that because I would try to control like the outcome of something or like see it through until it was like way too far gone.
Controlling the
And
outcome is
yeah,
a huge thing that it's so hard, especially in this like manifesting era where you're literally trying to control the outcome. Like you're
yeah.
literally like saying, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to have. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to have. Like it's so hard to like sometimes what you want and what you deserve are two completely different things.
Or
And
what you need.
right. And it's
Like the
like,
things I thought I wanted in like a partner or like a job
mm-hmm,
are totally not what was on the plans for me,
mm-hmm,
which is good. I'm glad, you know.
yeah,
Like it all made sense once it made sense. Like once it came
yeah.
to me, like I'm like, okay, I get it now.
How did you get to a point where, because I struggle with this every day, get to a point where you release that control? How do you make that transition in your mind where you're just like, okay, I surrender, like I give up. How do you do that?
I mean, I think like when I moved back here, I was escaping like so much stuff
Mm-hmm.
that happened. And then I grew my relationship with God a lot. Like, I just was like, I mean, my faith is like strong and like that's your plan. Like, I'm just going to trust whatever you got because you've gotten me this far. You've
Mm-hmm.
gotten me out of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You've given me blessings, even though sometimes I try to turn away from them. Um, but like, I just have to be like, it's up to you. Like, you know what I mean? Because me
Mm-hmm.
trying to control it is honestly more exhausting
Mm-hmm.
than just letting it happen half the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think when you try to interfere and try to control it, it makes the situation worse, depending on what it is, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I just think I got tired of trying to do that. And I was just like, I'm just going to like focus on him and like focus on little things here that I didn't used to focus on, which was like myself and not men or whatever.
Yeah.
And literally, when I did that, that was when everything in my life started changing.
Mhm.
Like every single aspect of my life. And it was within like 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
especially like with Bradley, like I did not want to date anybody for once in my life. And I was like, I want to be single. Truly, I want to be single right now. Like, I just want to like go to church and read and learn and grow and whatever. And then literally my heart for him completely changed. And I was like, okay, I guess this is it. And I just knew,
Yeah.
like, and I never would have thought that. So I don't know. I feel like it just got too exhausting. And it was just kind of like a light bulb went off in my head
Mhm. Do you feel like your relationship like helped you grow into the photographer that you are too?
with Bradley
Mhm.
or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he encouraged that. So I feel like with my past relationship, he would always dog me for not pursuing things.
Mm.
Or like he'd be like, well, if you want to do this, why aren't you out here doing X, Y, and Z? Or like back then was like when I was like trying to do like the social media thing.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, well, why aren't you taking pictures? Well, then anytime I go take pictures, he'd be like chewing me out for taking pictures.
Mm.
And like,
Mhm.
where are you? Why are you not home? And like, it's like they want you to do more and he wanted me to do more. But then anytime I tried, he like held me back. He held me back so much. And every guy in my past has held me back. Not that I ever knew in the past what I wanted to do, but I never
Yeah.
had that like space to even figure it out because they wouldn't let me do anything.
Yeah.
So then when I started dating him, like he was just super supportive of everything.
Mhm.
Like well, you should do this or you should do that. Or, like I didn't feel the need to have to like be at home with him all the time or like felt like I was under like a microscope of like, I don't know, it's just like such a different thing. And
Yeah.
then whenever I was working full time, he was like, just quit your job because we lived together. And he was like, just quit your job. Like, it's not like it's really doing anything like for you. I wasn't making a bunch of money
Mhm.
and financially, like he was paying the bills. So it's like, okay. So I quit and like jumped right in and like it just took off faster than I anticipated it
Mhm.
to. And I replaced all that income that I had at a full time job.
Yeah. I love
So
that.
yeah, I don't know, just having someone that's like truly supports you versus saying they support
Right.
you. Cause like my ex would like write down like things of like, I remember finding like a sticky note one time and he was like, you say you want to do this, but you never follow through.
Oh my
Like, honey,
gosh.
like it was like reasons why he like, it was almost, I had already broken up with him. It was like
Mhm.
reasons why he shouldn't be with me or something. And I was like, okay, but like you don't allow me the space to like figure that out.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that was such a I'm
it'd
not
be,
like as your friend, that was such a hard space to see you in.
oh my God,
Like, oh my gosh,
depressing.
it was so hard, but
That's
like
what
hmm,
one of my friends recently said. She was like, I just like see so much more peace in you. Like you were
mhm.
never in peace
Mhm.
back then. I was like, yeah, I wasn't. Like I
Yeah,
did
you
not,
were
I
going
had no peace.
through turmoil every like
Yeah.
24/7, like even on vacations, like going through yeah, like going through turmoil. Like you can't live
Yeah.
like that. Like and I
No.
feel like whenever Alex and I separated, we like he moved out or whatever, like I love him very much as a person. But I stopped taking my anxiety medicine. Didn't need it anymore. Like
Yeah.
literally like stopped doing everything. I was traveling all the time because I had the
Hmm.
space and the freedom to. Like I was literally jet setting. It seemed like I was here, I was there, I was literally
Yeah. You're
everywhere. Like I
everywhere.
was
Yeah.
everywhere all the time. Like I was never. I would literally like be at home maybe one weekend a month.
Yeah.
Like and that was it.
Well, it's like those videos. I've seen videos going around about like, what do they say? Like think like you will have actual pain and like your body will tell you when
Yeah.
someone's not right for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so true because I remember getting like literally hitting like I think Mount Juliet from leaving the day that I moved out. And I remember just feeling like my whole body had lost like 20 pounds. And I was like,
Wow.
all the stress like left my body. I had no pain. I had no shoulder pain, no
Wow.
back pain. Like, I mean, I'm talking
Dude,
like
and your
that
back would be like hurting
all the
all the
time.
time.
All
All
the
the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now it
wow.
hurts, but just because like of other things. But
Yeah.
not like that. And it was just like I was like, oh, I can like breathe.
Mhm.
And like I felt so much joy and peace. Like it wasn't even sad. I was so happy. And I was determined never to move back here. But like
Yeah.
I was so happy when I did.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and then that leads
Yeah.
you straight to where you need to be. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
love this new blossoming life that you've created for yourself. Like, I'm so happy for you. It's so amazing, especially like,
Thanks.
because I feel like we've been on this life journey with each other for so long. Like, we've literally seen each other through the mess, through the highs, through
And
the
like
lows.
20 different careers
Oh my
and
god, literally literally in, like, so many different careers and every
or
relationship.
ideas of careers or I'm going
Uh-huh.
to school. Okay, actually I'm not going to school. Actually, I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
go to
do
school for
this.
this.
I'm gonna
I'm
do
actually not
that.
going to school for this
Mhm.
anymore.
I'm gonna move to New
Yeah.
York. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
Yeah. I feel like though you and I have like so many different interests, so it's like we had to almost like figure it out.
Mhm.
But I kept trying to put myself in like the society box, as I call
Mhm.
it, of like what. Okay, you got to be a businesswoman, or you got to
Right.
be like working at a corporate job, or I
Mhm.
need a degree so that I can feel like I matter to somebody, or like
Right.
I'm important, or But it's like those were boxes I just kept trying to shove myself into.
Mhm.
And had I not done that years ago, I would have been in a way different place
Right.
sooner.
Right.
But like,
But you got to figure it out. Like, and I think that, like, especially in this area, like when you're in the South,
yes.
you have this like little checkbox that you're
Yeah.
born with, and it is what it is. Like, you're born with this. You go to college, you graduate, you get your MRS degree while you're there, you have your first kid, you do this, you do
Yeah.
that, you do this, and you do that, and then you retire in 30 years, and then you see your kids off to school, and it's like there's literally like a check mark for, or a checkbox beside this full, it's an imaginary list, but we all
Yeah.
are born with this list, especially here.
Mhm.
I feel like if we were born in like New York or like Los Angeles or places where we have more exposure to different things, like I wanted to go to art school.
Yeah, I did
Like,
too.
and
My dad was like,
yeah,
"No."
my parents were like, no, you're never going to be able to find a career. I feel better when I'm doing things that are creative, which
Me
is
too.
why,
Yeah.
like, I, at 32, have just started all of these different projects and all of these different
Mhm.
things where I get to still be analytical, but I also get to be creative. And I feel like, had I been exposed or had I started sooner, everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything happens in the order it's supposed to. I will never question that.
Yes.
But
Yeah, same.
I do agree with you in that it could have been done a lot sooner.
Had I made better I think if I'd
Hmm.
made better decisions,
Same.
maybe it would have happened sooner, but I also feel like the older I've gotten, the more I've gotten in tune with who I am and
True.
like carefree about like what other people think or
Hmm.
whatever. Like if I had started photography several years ago, despite who I was dating or whatever, let's say,
Hmm.
my personality would not have been as comfortable doing
Yeah,
it, I think,
that
as
makes
I
sense.
am now.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would have like it wouldn't have turned out the same.
No, legit. Like, there's no way I could have started this podcast. And there's no way I could have done
Yeah.
any of the other things that I'm doing if I was still drinking or if I was still in a
You just be like,
relationship.
I
Like,
don't feel like doing it
I
tonight.
wouldn't have time. I wouldn't have the
Yeah.
energy. Like, and
Yeah.
it would not, the product would be subpar, and
Yeah.
it would just be bullshit, and like I can't put that out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I really think, and the older we get, the more we know ourselves. I feel like
Yeah.
since turning 30, I'm a completely different person. Like, I
30 was the
actually,
best year.
it really,
I loved
seriously,
it. Yeah.
like, it's like you're finally who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the freedom, you have the knowledge, like your frontal lobe is finally developed, like you
Yeah.
can truly like make good decisions and like do different things for yourself, and it's like, okay, this is nice. Like, this is
Yeah.
what peace feels like. This is what like
Yeah.
it feels like to be like at peace with yourself, and it literally took me 30 something 32 years to feel like to get that, but here we are.
Yeah. It's also too, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, like how much can happen in like such a short amount of time, like good
Mm.
stuff,
Mhm.
obviously bad stuff too, but like, I mean, I literally think about like I moved back 2020, July of 2020,
Mhm.
and then January of 21, started dating Bradley, get engaged a year and a half later, get married a year later, and now I'm having a baby.
Mhm.
Not even before we're married a year. Like it's just, and that's all the things I've ever wanted. So it's
Yeah.
just like when you think about that, it's like 3 years is a long time, but it's not that long really.
No.
Like it happened fast. So I always tell people, like one of my girlfriends who's single, I'm like, it could literally happen tomorrow and like
Mhm.
your life could change in the next year so fast. Like I know it feels like it's not happening fast, but I felt that way too.
You got to be
And
open.
then
You
it
have to be
just,
open to it too. I feel like a lot of
yeah,
times people say that they're open to it, and but the reality is they're fully closed off. Did I tell you that I'm
yeah,
reading this book called Calling in the One?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or you didn't tell me. I think I saw it on your story or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on week 3 of it, and
Hmm.
I'm extremely huge on like self awareness and blah, 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 and introspection. I spend the majority of my day in meditation. Like,
Yeah.
but something about the way that this book is written like allows you to she has like lessons at the end of each chapter, and
Hmm.
so you write down all the ways that you feel like you are held back and you rip them up and you burn them. And
Yeah.
since doing that, like I literally like will write out each of my like relationship partners that I feel like may have wronged me, but instead
Hmm.
of writing it in a way that I'm the victim, I write it in the way of what I allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once you realize like, oh, okay, I allowed this person to treat me like I was nothing. Like I
Yeah.
thought that my self-worth was dependent upon how someone else viewed me, and it's not.
Hmm. Yeah.
And so writing that out like in full and like looking at it on paper, you're just like, wow, Presh, like that's kind of embarrassing. Like that's kind of sad.
Oh,
Like
I'm so embarrassed for
rip
some of the
this
stuff
out,
I allowed.
rip it out, rip it up, burn it. Ew.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
like, after writing it, I was so disgusted, but I didn't have any shame or guilt from myself. I was just like, I can't believe that that's really what I thought. Like, I really thought that
Yeah.
that's what my worth was. Heck no. Like, I know that my worth is so much more than that. And I think sometimes it helps, like, writing it out and seeing it and, like, taking a step back and, like, wow, that's okay. Yeah, no, that's got to change right now.
Hmm.
Like, this book
I
has.
feel like too though, like when you like it's like one thing will happen with a man and then you're like, okay, like that was just a one-off thing.
Mhm,
And then you keep letting things happen and it's like then it gets worse and you're just like, why is this worse? But it's like I
mhm,
should have ended it after the first big thing.
mhm,
You know what I mean? And I
mhm.
wouldn't have even gotten there because I would have walked away.
Yeah. I realized that was a self sabotager.
Mm,
And instead of allowing someone to hurt me, I would hurt them before they had a chance to hurt
before
me.
they could. Yeah.
Yep.
See, no, I was the ass kisser.
Ah, yeah.
I was like, I will make sure you know I love you and there will be no reason for you to treat me wrong,
Mm.
even though you still did.
And so if they did, you'd be like, well, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, I would get manipulated of like, well, what can I do
Mm.
better?
Yeah.
Or, um, I mean, even though deep down, like after I thought about it, I'm like, you're mean and like crazy.
Hmm.
Um, but I was just one of those people like I'm gonna do everything I can so
Hmm.
I can walk away knowing that I did everything I could.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna walk away acting like you. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't know. I definitely was a doormat
Mm.
for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in the beginning of my like dating life I was
Yeah.
then after getting treated poorly I was just like, well, I'm not going to treat them bad because I'm going to treat them bad before they get a chance to treat me bad. And so then I
Yeah.
would just do like some really foul shit, like, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't care, at least you didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
I would just build up this like tough interior, or
I feel too
exterior.
bad to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, well, I'm just gonna do whatever. Like you remember whenever Joanne the scammer was like huge, and it was like on my way to scam a man or whatever.
No, I don't even know what that is. This is
So
so bright.
I like took on the personality of like Joanne the scammer and be like, on my way to scam a man. Like, don't talk to me. Do you remember that? It
I
was a
remember you saying that, but like I don't
Oh
know
my, it was this
what that
guy and
is.
he had this like blonde wig and he would wear this big fur coat. Oh my, I'm gonna send you clips of it. No,
Yeah,
it's
y'all just sent
so
it to
I'll
me.
have to
I don't
send you
know.
clips of it. No, it was so funny. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna model like why the F would I do that? But I'm gonna model my my dating life and start doing this. Like, okay, that made no sense, but I did it. Anyway.
I was like way too chicken to do anything like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Mm-mm.
feel like it made me kind of feel like I was like the bitch in charge. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it kind of gave me this like superiority complex for a little bit.
I could see that.
Mhm.
I could see that.
But now
I
like
just wanted to find love so bad I couldn't stand it. So like for me
mm,
it was just like I don't care. I just like want to find my person. I don't want to be dating all the time.
yeah.
You know?
I'm at a place right now where I don't even know if I have time to like date someone. I just like
Yeah.
each day of the week I have something different. Like on Mondays I have therapy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I have my podcast.
Hmm.
Fridays I have one half of a day to myself. And then during the weekends, if I'm not resting, I'm traveling. So it's
Well, you just
like
need to find someone that can like fit into that.
yeah, you know what I think I'm going to do for the
That's
first time
all.
in my life? I
What?
think I'm not going to worry about it and just let them
That's
show
what you
up at my
should do.
door. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
They'll be
usually,
placed in your like you'll be doing something on a
mm-hmm,
random Thursday and it'll just happen.
mm-hmm. You know,
You
that's
know?
honestly kind of how like the younger one, like he literally just like showed up out of nowhere, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is interesting. I mean, I can't really get over the age difference, so I had to let that go.
Yeah.
It was just too much.
That's too much.
It's too much. But
Too
like,
much. Take it from me, 2.5 years is already hard enough. So,
oh wait, you're 2.5 years older,
well,
or
I
is
don't
it?
know. Am I?
Wait, how old? He's my brother's age,
Well,
right?
he'll be 29 in November. So he's 28 right now. And I'm 31. I turned 31 in February. So two ish. I don't
It's
know.
3 years.
But either way,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's really not hard now, but like when we first started dating, it
Mm,
was so hard
mm-hmm.
because it was like I'm this end of the spectrum of like
Mm-hmm.
over dated too much, and he had like one relationship ever.
Yeah.
How can we like meet
Wait,
in the middle?
is he a millennial or a Gen Zer? What is he
He's
considered?
technically a millennial. I've googled it.
Okay, good. I
Yeah,
just feel like Gen Zers
he's
are
on the
so hard.
cusp
Oh shoot,
though.
really?
I think it's like the last year for it.
I feel like Gen
Pretty
Zers are just
sure.
like different people and they're really difficult to communicate with. Like it's so
Yeah.
stressful. Like I can't. I truly like I can't do it. Like I can't do it.
I don't
So,
know, when we're like out and about and I hear, it's like see college kids or
ugh,
whatever and I hear their conversations, I'm just like,
literally go get a brain cell.
I just can't even. I don't know. I'm like, is that how we sounded and we didn't
No,
know?
no, it's not. It's not. Like I truly think that because they've grown up with like phones 4 inches from their faces, like we at least had time to develop
Yeah,
before having cell phones attached to our
we
hips.
did.
Like, and
Yeah.
they didn't get a choice. Like they're in first grade with their phone, like
Mm-hmm.
just looking like this, doing TikTok dances. Like, and
Well, we didn't
we're
have social media till what?
no high school.
I mean, high school, middle school, maybe. I think I had MySpace at like in like seventh grade or eighth grade.
That would make sense because I think I was a freshman. That would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, when I was in
it
high
was
school.
something like that. And then it became then it became Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and then so on and so. And then you couldn't even have Instagram unless you had an iPhone. Remember that?
No, because I think I had an iPhone when it came out.
Oh, I didn't. I had like an Android or something, and I could not
Oh.
have Instagram. I could only put it on my stupid iPod.
Well, we couldn't get Facebook until we got to college.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Or
we
you had to lie about your age or
had
something.
to have a different email. Yeah, you had to have
Yeah,
the
it was
college email to get
stupid.
in. Yeah. I liked it though. It gave me a little bit of like, I don't know. I feel like looking at my memories and stuff when they pop up, I'm just like, ooh, girl, this was not your personal diary.
Well, what imagine if we had like TikTok and Snapchat back then.
Wait, say that again.
Imagine if we had TikTok and Snapchat back then.
No.
Like
If we
back when
had
we partied
Snapchat,
and stuff.
if we had Snapchat back then, I'd be in jail. I swear to God. Like, there is no way.
I don't know if
There's,
I would be in jail, but I would definitely be humiliated for life.
dude, like, uh, if they had Snapchat back then, like, I could have been, I could have been Kim K. Like, let's be so for real. Like,
You could have.
like looking back on it, we were really like a bunch of just like horny teenagers working in this. Like,
It was so
it
fun
was
though.
so
Like
fun.
working there was honestly like so much fun because you never knew who was working that day and you get
Mhm.
in and you like you just never knew what you were walking into. It was so much fun.
It was so fun. I literally just talked about how much like we abused our employee discount and like how many of like the athletes would come in and just like fill up their bags and just give us cash. Like, here, go to the register and buy this for me.
I don't know that I did that, but
Oh, I
like
totally did
I
that.
did for like a few friends, but
Yeah.
not I mean, honestly, not often. I didn't have to do it often.
Yeah. Dude, we
But
totally would have got like there's no reason why we shouldn't have gotten fired. Like there's no reason. Like
I quit. I finally because I remember Stacy was like, "You're not happy here anymore," and I was like,
mhm.
"No, because I'm a full time student. I have two
Mhm.
jobs, and I'm
Mhm.
exhausted."
Yeah. And it was so far. Like it was so
Yeah,
far. Like the drive was just so long to get up
it
there.
wasn't that bad for me because of back roads, but like the
Mhm.
parking
The parking was
situation.
so bad. It was
Yeah,
so bad. No, honestly, leaving there was like such a breath of fresh air. That sounds so bad because I was
I
there
know it
for so
was.
long, but like it was
But
so
being there when you
toxic.
were under 18 was the best because you would get
Yeah.
off at 9, so you didn't have to
Mhm.
actually close. And then, like, when it would snow or something, it wouldn't even snow at my house. It could snow in Gatlinburg, and I'd be like, "I can't get out of my driveway." And they wouldn't make you come in because you're under 18. They couldn't.
Yeah.
So the amount of times that I used that excuse
I
was
cannot.
unreal.
I cannot. I never
I
called
was like,
out
"I don't wanna
hardly.
go."
I think I only called out like twice.
I didn't call it a bunch, but, like, when it would start I think after I'd been there, like, 2 well, I think once I'd hit, like, a year and a half, I started getting like, "Okay."
Hmm.
I was the only person out of the seasonal people that they kept.
So me and Ashley were actually the only ones out of our little group
Oh,
that
really?
stayed. Yeah.
Dang.
Hmm. We started at the
And she's
same
still
time.
there.
Is she?
I think so.
No, good for her.
I don't know. I don't know who all works there, honestly. I
I
thought she was.
actually went, I think last year, just to like get some pants, but they didn't have any that fit me, and I was really upset.
Yeah. And now that store's so big, I can't even
So
imagine
big.
like
No.
closing that
Heck no.
place.
The freaking t-shirt thing. Oh gosh. Like I have
They'd be like, "Can
PTSD.
you go fold the t-shirts?" No.
No. No, I
I will
cannot.
fold the sweaters.
I will literally go fold towels over and over and over again. Like I
Yeah.
am, please no, absolutely. I'll stay on the
No.
register all day. Like no, and I hated the register. I
I
hated
hated
the
it.
register. Oh my, it was my least favorite place. But I was always put up there because I was so fast. I
You know
hated
why I
it.
hated it? Because
Why?
the registers were so old and they wanted us to ask your life story to
Oh,
check
you
you
had to get
out. And
everyone's
I'm
first, last name, their address, their this, their that. Yeah. You know what I hated about the register? It would always be so busy because it's always so busy in there, even during the week. And I would always have to pee. And I would always have to be like, can
yeah.
someone come up to like, hi, can someone come up to the register because I have to pee for the 10th time today?
Yeah.
Like, can someone please come relieve me so I can go to the
I
bathroom?
remember, so I don't
Like,
want to name who it
so
was.
embarrassing.
I don't want to name this person, but they told me that every time that they would have an Asian person check out, they would just put their name as Jackie Chan. So like in the system there was like a million Jackie Chan.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like, that's horrible. He goes, I don't even want to take the
I
time because
already
like,
know who you're talking. Wait, does it start with an R?
mm-mm.
Oh, really? That's oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't
That's
know
who
if
I
you'd
thought.
remember this person.
That's who
No,
I
I don't
thought
know
it
if
would
you'd,
have been.
no, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know if you would remember this person.
Oh, does it start with a D?
Um, mm-mm. They didn't
Oh,
work there that long.
okay. Interesting. So the two main culprits that I thought would do it didn't. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so awful.
I would make up names sometimes, but I told him, I said, you realize that the screen on the other side says like, thank you, Jackie
Oh,
Chan.
does it?
Yeah, I did. And he was like, you're lying. I said, I swear, type it in and I'll prove
I
it to
never
you.
knew that.
Yeah, it would say their name on the little screen.
I can't spell.
I
They
couldn't
probably
either.
were like,
I butchered people's names.
what a.
And I was so shy back then too. So when they put me on the register,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want to do it. And they'd be like, you have to. I'm like, I don't want to. I was so too shy to ask their name. I'm like, ding. Like I was
Honestly,
just
I
like,
would prefer doing that over greeting. I think the least favorite
uh,
greeting
yeah.
was my least favorite because all my friends would come in there and I'd be like so embarrassed. Like, hey, here's a coupon. Like, what am I standing here greeting? Like, what?
I know.
What am I? It's so embarrassing when you're like at work and you're like, and it's like not like a fun job. You know what I mean? Like you're at work, you're like 17, 18. Your friends come in with
I
with
hated
their
it.
parents. You know what I mean? Like
I
on the
know.
weekend, and you're just like, hey, welcome to Polo. It's Mother's Day. Here's a coupon in a bag. Like,
I
what?
hated being down there. I liked being in women's
I
and I
liked
liked being
being in home, hidden in the corner.
in home. But that changed to something else after a while.
Men's.
And then I liked being sometimes I liked being down in the men's depending on who was
Yeah.
working
As
there.
long as I
But
wasn't in
like
kids and greeting, I was fine.
yeah,
Kids was
yeah.
freezing. Like, why was it so cold in
It
that corner?
was.
Like, why was it so cold in that corner down there? I did
Oh
not like it.
man.
And then what's her name was always over there, and it's like, why do we have a supervisor
Yeah.
over these two tables? Like when you think
I
about
know, like, what
it,
are we gonna do over here? Like,
like when you think about it, the whole concept it just didn't make any sense. We had a supervisor of the back, which didn't make shit sense. Like, why do we need someone standing back
I
here?
loved being back there though. I'd be like, I'll go back there
That
and
was
tag
my
stuff.
favorite. Like
Yeah.
the 6 to 3 shift was my favorite. Get there at 6 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning, leave at 3 o'clock. You're
Oh my
golden.
gosh, the best.
Day was
The
over.
best.
You actually
Yeah.
had parking. You could park in the front. You could eat
Yep.
at a decent time, and you can leave. Go get your Starbucks and leave. Like it was so great. You have your whole
Yeah.
day to party afterwards. It was the best. Literally come in there. We would honestly, all of us would just be so hungover from these underage parties that we were going to. We had no business going around partying the way that we did at these ages. Like
No.
we, I think that my fake ID got taken away like 4 times. Okay, like my dad took my fake ID. I don't know how many times. He was just like, "Okay, girl, like give me,
Oh my
give this
god.
to me."
I don't know that my parents even knew. I didn't have one until I was well, no, I had one at 18.
Well, I didn't have one until I was 20 because I was so much like I
Oh.
started college at 17, so I was
And it
so
looks
much
nothing like
younger.
you, I remember.
No, she was Hispanic.
I know. It looked nothing like you.
Her name was
I was like
Jessica.
how are you getting away with this? Mine at least looked like me, kind of. Yours looked nothing like you.
No, it looked nothing like me. Nothing like me. And no one ever questioned it. Like not a single
No.
person ever. But like all
The
my friends
roaming
were
gnome didn't care. They didn't care.
no
They're like,
one cared. Like they didn't even
yeah.
look at it. They're like, "Oh, there you got a piece of paper. You got
Yeah.
plastic. Cool. Here you go."
Could have been my debit card for all they know. They were just like, okay. Like,
He said it could have been a debit card. I feel like if we were in Nashville, we wouldn't have been able to get away with it as much. Like I feel like
no.
those
Well, Tin Roof
bars.
was strict. Remember? Tin Roof was super strict.
I never went to Tin Roof until I was 21.
Me
Tin
either.
Roof was not
That's
my.
what I'm saying. So
Oh, is that why? Oh, well,
yeah.
Tin Roof was like not my vibe either. Like I was like I wanted to be an artiste shaking my butt. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be
Yeah.
like dancing. And Tin Roof, you couldn't really dance in there. It wasn't like a
No. It
dancing
was
club.
hangout.
It
It was
was
a
like a
hangout
hangout club.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it was where
Yeah.
like the older people went. Well, that would make sense because you had to be.
I liked it once I was 21, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was 18, I mean, I guess I didn't know because I couldn't get in. I did jump the fence once and I got caught. And they were like, "Are you going to jump back over?" I was in a dress. They were going to jump back over. And I was like, "You're going to make me jump over in a dress?" He goes, "Yeah." And he made me. The bouncer picked me up over the thing.
The stuff that we went through, and then the best part is when you made friends with the bouncers and they would just like let you skip line. Like that one
Yeah.
guy, I forgot his name, but he was always over at Bar Knox. He would just like, okay, come on.
I don't know who that would have been.
Oh.
I don't know if I ever went there.
Oh. Yeah, Bar Knox used to be really good. Really good.
Hmm.
When it was rumors, it was fun.
That's when I went.
Yeah.
I went when it was rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that for us. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today. This has been so
You're welcome. I
lovely.
feel like we went on a rant
I
about
know, literally like a
past.
blast from the past.
Dead.
Love that. All right.